everyone, my name is Tiffany, and the crazy girls at Blue Fern have once again talked me into doing something totally out of my box. So here I am to make you this cute little Santa Claus today. I hope you all can see it. So he's a little 3D guy, super cute. All right, here we go. So we're going to use the papers today. We're going to use both sides of Mary. We're going to use the back side of Cheerful, and then for his little wreath that he's holding, we're going to use one of the cutouts for Delighted. So that's the paper we're going to use today. And I got this idea out of a book that I found many years ago. It is a Mary Engelbreit book, and I saw this little Saint Nick and knew I wanted to make him. And then when I saw this beautiful Christmas cheer paper from Blue Fern, I just knew this was the time. So here's the pattern. That's where I found it. And here we go. So you're going to first start out with, you need a 6x6 wooden base with the holes drilled toward the back. And you need two 12-inch dowels that are going to go right in here like so. Okay, and that's what we're going to build Saint Nick on today. So we're going to start at the bottom, so his shoes goes first. So here's the pattern for his shoes. I just drew little dots, and then I sewed just with embroidery floss and a needle. I just sewed little laces on. So then we're going to take a stapler. We're just going to fold this around till they meet up flat. Couple of quick staples, and you have a shoe. Couple of quick staples, and we have a second shoe. So we can use, we're going to use these dimensional dots under the toe of his shoes just to keep them still. Now I oiled this board, and so apparently my glue dots, or my pop dots, or whatever they're called, I've not used these big ones very often, are not going to want to stick, but we're going to give it a go. Okay, so there you go. So here are all the pattern pieces that I cut. I cut mine out of parchment paper so that I could see how the patterns lined up according to the patterns on the paper. You can do that however you wish. So here is the pant leg pattern. So what I found easiest for this one is to take some sort of round dowel. I did use red line tape on here, so you're just going to roll it around on here so that you get the shape of the pant leg. And you're going to pull the tape off, and this takes a little bit of fussiness. This, I think, is the hardest part of the whole project. So you're just going to wrap this around. I'm generally a liquid glue girl, but in this instance, I think the red line tape works the best. Well, that was really easy. Okay, so there you have a pant leg. So now we're going to take his pant leg, put it on his little armature there. A second pant leg that I already had done, and put it there. So now we have the start of Mr. Saint Nick. So now we're going to take the body. This is from this fabulous diamond shape pattern. I love that. So we're going to just put a little liquid glue on here. And we're going to roll it around. And again, it's one of those things that just, I probably should put it on the other side. Actually, I'm going to put it on the other side. And I think it'll glue easier that way. There we go. trusty little paper clips to hold it for a second while it dries. Maybe. There we go. So we're just going to let that sit for a second. Now my fingers are going to be really sticky. Okay, so that's his body. So next we're going to work on his face while that dries for a minute. So his face is simply a 2 by 4.5 inch strip of cream colored fabric, and then, or not fabric, sorry, paper. And then you're going to have this little pattern for his nose. This is cut on the fold. And so you're just going to cut one of these on the fold, and that's going to be the bridge of his nose. Now you do need to cut this out of the cream colored paper, and then we're going to make his eyebrows and his mustache white with embossing powders. So then his face, you're going to just do 2 little ovals and some little lines with just a fine tip marker to give him some little character there. And then we're going to take an old eyeshadow and a little dauber, and just give him a little color on his cheeks there. And now for this piece, this is the one we cut from here. We're going to take an embossing pen and just draw his little eyebrows there. And then this is the great Blue Fern embossing powder. So you'll do that. I know it's going to be hard to see there. And then you're going to do the same with his little mustache. And then you will heat emboss that, and you will end up with this. So now we're going to roll this into a tube. Like so. Just hold it for a second. I do use a white liquid glue that dries pretty quickly, so. And now for this, we're gonna, oops, didn't dry as quickly as I thought. So we're gonna put just a tiny bit of glue on the top, and then a tiny bit on each side of his nose here to kind of hold it. So you want to bend his little mustache and his eyebrows out just a little bit, and then you're going to glue this, and he goes from looking like a bunny rabbit to Santa Claus in a matter of seconds. So there you go. Now we're going to take his beard. His beard is cut in 2 pieces. So you have the bottom layer, and I'm just going to take a paintbrush and kind of give his beard a little bit of dimension. Well, I'm going to tell you, this video is a lot easier than I thought. I'd be all nervous, but when I get paper and glue in my hands, I guess I'm okay. So here we go. So he's got a little dimension there. Same with the top layer. I've already got some dimensionals on there, and we're going to just glue those together like so. Now this is another little bit of a tricky part where we're going to glue a little bit there and here, and then we're going to slide this just under there. And you just kind of have to bend his sideburns, or the top of his beard, or whatever that's called, around, and just hold it there for a couple of minutes. Now, just for time's sake, I have another one here that is already glued. And so now we're going to do his hair. And his hair is just simply a piece that is 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. You cut little slivers and curl them with the end of a paintbrush, and then we're just going to glue them on the back of his cute little head here. And do it in 2 or 3 or one of, I've made a couple of these now, and I've even gotten to where I just insert a little bit of hair where if it doesn't come around his face as much as I want. So again, we're gonna just hold, and then we would glue a second one so that he had a little more curls back there. And again, for time's sake, I have one where Santa has all his curly hair. You can fold it and tuck it in that way if you want. It just depends on what kind of paper scraps, which is what I was using to do that. So now his body's dried, so let's move his little head out of the way. I think his body is dry enough. So maybe, so we're gonna pull this back in. We're gonna take a glue dot and we're gonna put it right in between, because depending on how your dowels are, these are gonna just go kind of wonky. So put a little glue dot in there just to hold them together. Now we're gonna put some glue right here around his pant legs. Quite a bit of glue there. And then you're going to slide his little body on so it just sits snugly on the top. Now, oh, I have a mess, sorry. Now we're going to make his coat. Well, I guess we could glue his head on. So you're going to just put some glue in here. Again, a fair amount. Hope everybody can see me and I'm staying in camera. Alright, so again, you're going to just take his little head and it's just going to slide right down on top of his body. It just fits right over the top, and he's still going to be a little wiggly, but okay, so now we're going to work on his coat. So I have his coat. This is just a piece of the striped paper that I used for his pants, and I've scored it on the 1/4 inch, and we're just going to glue it around, oops, the bottom. So a little, oh, first we better glue this side pieces on. It's way more fun to glue the zigzaggy part on than the others, but I guess we have to get this on too. So we're gonna put that there, and I had already inked all my edges just for the sake of video. If you don't know how to do that, we can share that information with you too. Okay. So now we're going to snip those little ends off. Now we're going to glue again a fair amount of glue, because you got to catch all those little points on the. So we're going to start here, just fold it on the end, and then just kind of start getting it. You can fuss with it till you, oops, smash that. Oh, St. Nick is cooperating so nicely for the camera. Then we're just going to glue these little pieces down right here. Oops. Okay, and then you're going to take another piece and glue it around the top, and you end up with a piece like that. Now these are his sleeves and this is his arms. So I have cut this so that it's gonna fit just perfect, and you shouldn't be able to see where his arms are because this piece in the back shows. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take his little arms, his little sleeves, we're gonna glue a little rickrack on there, and then we're going to take our little dowel rod and just kind of bend them around to give them a little shape. You're not going to glue the whole thing closed. You're just going to glue the first probably 3/4 of it. And hold that so that it glues. And then you'll kind of open up his sleeve like so. And again, this one you'd put the trim on, and then he has little gloves. So I just took a scrap piece because his gloves are tiny. I just took a little scrap piece of paper, and I cut 2. The pattern says only cut 1, but I wanted his hands to be able to hold something, so I cut 2. And then you just glue these together, but leave the opening of the arm open, because now you're going to take this and you're going to glue it to his little arm like so. So you can kind of put them together and then just put them on. So now Saint Nick has some hands. So now you're going to take the glove, or slide his glove and his arm into there. And then you're going to glue this right here. And same with the other arm. And then of course you're going to end up with like this. So now you're going to glue this part to his coat like so. Don't glue his sleeves because they need to bend, so just glue this back part. And now you have his coat. So now this gets to be the trickiest part besides his legs. This is the next hardest part. So you're going to take a lot of glue. You're going to all over the neck and where you think it's going to meet the body in the back. Just give it lots of glue, a little bit on the sides. And now you're going to kind of tuck it. Let's see if I can do this so you guys can see. You want to cover up his neck, kind of tuck it under his hair. You got to get it around and under his beard. Maybe I should put his head on, but you need to cover up his neck, so you can't, you got to kind of do it in stages. Now you just get to hold that for a second. So has everybody got their Christmas shopping done? I haven't even started. Actually, I did. I bought myself a plane ticket to Florida, and that's all Christmas I'm doing. Oh, wait, that's just for me. Okay, you think I could take this Santa on the plane? Okay, so we're going to just have to hold this here for a little bit till that glue has a chance to dry. And this is where we could use our paper clips again. Alright, Santa, stay right there. Okay, so now we are going to work on his hat. So, 2 pieces. You're going to fold this in and fold this in. You're going to glue the, oops, sorry about that. You're going to glue the tabs here and the tabs here, and then one little bit at the top. Somebody told me this looks like a Pope hat instead of a Saint Nick hat, but I don't know, maybe Saint Nick wears a Pope hat. I've never seen him because I'm a good girl and I go to sleep. Okay, so I put a little bit of the same trim here, as you can see, and so we're just going to fold this around with a little bit of glue. I already put some of it on for time's sake. Oops. Alright, and this on the back, I'm just going to make it go flat across. And then I'm going to snip that and glue that a little bit down. Okay, now we're going to pop this open and put a little glue inside here. And then, can everybody see that? Santa's going to get his hat. It covers up all the hair and the bridge of his nose. And mine is not quite dry. We're going to let it hold it there for a sec. I'm going to find where I did with another glue dot. I don't know where they went. Oh, here they are. One-handed crafting. We're going to try to see if a glue dot will hold this little. Oh, it might not work with the... It's not going to work with the wet glue in there, but oh goodness, hold on. I didn't give it enough time to dry before I tried to. So we're just going to hold it here for a sec. So then I'll show you that his little feet are there. I took some other paper from the Christmas cheer collection and cut little Christmas gifts that you can put there. And then when Santa gets his hat, or Saint Nick, or whatever you guys call him, and let's you guys get the idea. All right, you can bend his arms around. You can give him a wreath that you cut from the Delighted paper, and there he is. Oh, we could take his paper clips off now. Oh, maybe not. Anyway, you get the idea. He needs a little more time to dry, but he'll be ready by Christmas. Hope you get all your shopping done. I hope this inspires you to create something fun. Here's the one that's all dry and ready to be on your Christmas table. So enjoy your crafting. Merry Christmas. Thanks.